Pac-Man World 3 Repack might be a bad idea. So in the first chapter of today's video, we're going to look at each of the mature references in this game, which might alienate modern audiences, and it could land the game in the same sort of limbo as Earthbound 3, you know, Mother 3. After that, we'll discuss the way that Pac-Man World 3 is a really great game in itself, but the darker vibe and gameplay loop differences could be counterproductive for the future success of Pac-Man Repack 4. All the commentary here is in service of helping the chances of Pac-World 4. So let's dive right into this game's adult content references, starting with the most R-rated reference in the whole game. Goodfellas, Martin Scorsese's gangster opus that made Ray Liotta a household name. Pac-World 3 has a quick reference to the scene where Ray says Joe Pesci is a funny guy, but it becomes a tense moment because Pesci's like, "You think I'm funny? Funny how? Like a clown? I amuse you?" So a couple minutes later, Ray brings it up again, and Joe Pesci's response has a gun.
You know what? You're a funny guy.
That's it, Henry. That's it, Henry.
Come on. You really are a funny guy.
That's the reason why in Pac-World 3, Blinky is trapped in a cage, and Pac-Man thinks it's kind of funny.
Excuse me, Munchie?
Did I hear something, tiny squeak?
Yeah, the big red ghost gets himself all caged up so the yellow fella gets the mark. Go on then, Munchie, mark away.
Aw, don't take it like that. It's not like I find it funny or anything, Clyde. Well, not much, only a little. Are you okay, Clyde?
All right, that's it. I don't need rescuing. Nope, leave me here.
And since this game came out in 2005, by that point it was already a reference to Animaniacs as well. That show had a catchphrase with the Goodfeathers characters.
I am tough.
Yeah.
I'm tough.
Yeah, you're tough.
That's it. Tough.
But next up is a bad reference to Jaws. In that movie, they look at the shark and say, "Oh, we're gonna need a bigger boat. Whoa, the shark." I'm not gonna show you the movie clip. It's so bad, and it's been done in all of these movies you see on screen. And now Pac-Man World 3.
I'm gonna need a bigger power pellet.
Let's cleanse the palate with a reference that's much more millennial than those ancient movies. There's a shout out to a web series called Homestar Runner, with the character called Strong Bad. This character always wore boxing gloves, so people would always write in emails asking him how he's even able to type, and he would always avoid answering it. Kind of like how Reggie used to get pissed off and aggro when people ask about Mother 3.
Dear Strongbad, how do you type with boxing gloves on? Mike, Bend, Oregon. Oh, that's a new one. No way do I get this freaking question all the time. I suppose I'll probably answer it right now.
Well, if you don't get the bit, in the game, Pac-Man's gloves factor into the story more directly, in context.
Gee, it doesn't look any prettier close up.
Blow it up then. Take out all the guards and find an access terminal. You need to hack the machine to shut it down.
Kinda hard to type with boxing gloves on, Horse. Got a plan B?
Good point. How about we try something a little more exciting? Get ready for Virtual Pac-Man.
Waka waka.
And here come the boner jokes. No warning. Pac-World 3 has more than one erection content. So instead of playing you the obvious clip, here's the deeper cut example. Uncut.
Pac-Man, do you hear something?
Beyond the roaring of flames and the ominous creaking of ravaged foundations, I don't believe I do.
I hear something. Ticking noise. From above you. As if there were some huge, immense, gigantic... Oh!
Bob?
A huge, gigantic, immense... bonus! If we get the bars out quickly! That'd be a bonus!
Orson, you're weird.
These forced boner jokes just start to feel like the Rayman creator was brought into development as a development exchange student. Rayman games are awful in comparison. They have jiggling breasts, condom application innuendo. It's absolutely the worst. And that's why, in this house, Rayman is bogus. For this final reference here in Chapter 1 of this video, see if you can spot it on your own in this clip without me telling you.
Great. Yep. Excellent start. Thank you.
Sorry, Pac-Man. A slight issue with the teleporter. A glitch in the Iwatani coil. Let's try again.
Get it? Satoru Iwata, inventor of the Wii U? Nope, that's actually a nod to the creator of Pac-Man, Toru Iwatani. He has a cameo in the Adam Sandler movie Pixels, and look at Pac-Man right on the main poster. But if they now made Re-Pac 3 and it came with this reference, Toru just sounds like a cute nickname for Satoru. Nowadays, Iwata is a household name as a saint of gaming, but not when Pac World 3 came out. It becomes a mess of crossed wires that would need to be revisited for Repack 3. But with that confronted, here we are at the main event of this video. Repack 3 prospects. Why is Repack 3 a bad idea if they were to do a faithful remake at this point? Let's start by being clear about this. Pac-Man World 3 on GameCube is an amazing, fantastic game. We can't even get into that now. But this game definitely achieves something that I don't think I've seen accomplished elsewhere in gaming. The separate concern is that repacking Pac World 3 at this time may damage the prospects of Pac-Man World 4's eventual success, because 3 is such a departure of tone and format, gameplay loop. As you know, it began as a spin-off. The settings are gloomy, the atmospheric music compositions aren't as catchy in comparison, then you have a combat emphasis with multi-punch combos, frequent cutscenes with ongoing spoken dialogue during gameplay. It's really good, but it's a very different thing. So if people see what's happening in 3, they might think, I don't like the direction the Repack series is going, so I'm not even going to give Repack 4 a shot. I am optimistic that Repack 3 could work if they just streamline some things. Reuse the Pac Village hub world, since that's canon anyway, it's in the first cutscene of Pac World 3, and just remove the combat stuff. You still fight enemies like normal in the previous games, it's just not this big stop and fight ordeal. You would think that the extensive voice acting could be solved by a settings option to just turn off the speaking voices. The thing is, Pac World 3 has ongoing dialogue during gameplay to tell you new objectives as the situations develop. There's lots of lore and comedy scenes and ongoing radio check-ins with Orson. Then you also have to consider how the music works directly hand in hand with the dialogue. Pac-Man World 3's music is amazing, but it is specifically composed to accompany dialogue that is very frequent. If you listen to this music with no dialogue, it would probably be isolating and vague, and that was never the goal of the game. But with the amazing voice acting in tandem with the music, it becomes sublime. That's why I've watched this game as a movie so many times, through YouTube playthroughs on my TV as background while I'm working on projects. The music is so good within that full, complete equation. So as we approach the finale of this video, there's one more surprise. A giant, massive bonus reference of adult material in Pac-Man World 3 that we skipped over before. And you won't believe it until I explain it, but here we go. This final Pac-Man World 3 reference you're going to see now is weed. Are you ready for this reference to weed on the GameCube? You do need to be 21 to use real-life weed. Meanwhile, Pac-Man World 3 is rated E for everyone, so they're allowed to have indirect references. Ready?
We're in one tight spot, Pac-Man. Irwin's evil army has almost reached this very outpost, and if it goes, the entire planet will soon follow.
Yeah, so get in this thingamabob.
Thingamabob? Clyde, Talkman is a Model 420 tri-cylinder micro-tolerance combat mechanoid.
This reference to weed as 420 traces back to a real-life story involving high school kids, so we won't even go there. Tricylinder is a play on tetrahydrocannabinol, which is a popular ingredient in 420. And finally, this reference that the robot is micro-toleranced refers to the 420 mechanic of tolerance, where the more you consume over time, it takes a bigger and bigger dose just to feel the 420 proper. So just make sure you don't end up like Clyde. 6 hits won't even get him high no more, so bye for now. He's going to try to find some more. So as I sign off here, the good news here at the Alex Yard Zone 91.6 FM terrestrial internet satellite radio station is that the Pac Party doesn't have to stop here at the end of this video. Check out my music theory analysis of Pac-Man World 2, Repack, and cross your fingers in the meantime that a Repack 3 doesn't derail the hot ongoing success of Pac-Man World in the 2020s. Good night, everybody.